Hello and welcome. This video will assist you in explaining standards-based grading to parents. This is designed for school administrators, teachers, and district leadership teams. When thinking of grading, we don't often think of jumping out of airplanes. However, I want you to think about which student you would rather have pack your parachute. Would you rather have the student that got an A, not because they knew the material, but because they came to class every day, turned in extra credit assignments, and earned participation points? Or would you rather have the student that got an A in class because he or she worked hard to demonstrate mastery on packing a parachute? This grading conundrum is often frustrating for teachers. The first thing we had to do was start by creating a sense of urgency. We're plagued in education by the simple fact that everyone, parents, board members, legislators, community members, and even teachers, are a product of the education system. The challenge is that everyone thinks education today should match the educational experiences of the past. You have to create a need for change. Here is an activity for your leadership team to try. Once you have done and discussed with your team, this should be done with as many public groups as possible. Have a group of adults issue a final grade to the following student. As facilitator, encourage the group to think about weighting, missing assignments, and averaging. Go around the room and tally the responses. In nearly every group this was administered, there was a variety of final grades ranging from an F to an A. Create a system with standards-based grading to more accurately measure student learning and communicate that learning to both students and parents. The next step requires you to visually show parents what the gradebook will look like. For example, in a traditional gradebook, you'll have categories such as homework, test, quiz, with the name of the assignment and a score. There is little content information communicated with the traditional gradebook. In fact, this type of grading report mostly conveys student behaviors such as work completion and due dates. In order to be consistent in every class at both the middle school and high school, the district has adopted the following SBG rubric. This is how each student is assessed on proficiency of the course standards. Please note, a score of 4 indicates a thorough understanding of the standard and is not intended to signify perfection. As you can see in this example of a standards-based gradebook, the standards for the course are listed with a score out of 4 points using the standards-based rubric. This gradebook conveys more information about content and the level of proficiency a student has demonstrated. Because the gradebook looks different to parents, you have to teach parents to ask the right kind of questions. As a school administrator, I can have more focused conversations about student learning because we have changed the way we ask questions. Parents are used to asking, did you do your homework? Did you turn in your assignment? Did you study for the test? Notice that all of these questions center around a student behavior or doing something rather than student learning. Here are the right questions for parents to ask in a standards-based system. Encouraging parents to ask the right kind of questions better supports students in their understanding of learning in a standards-based system and better allows parents to work with their children at home on the things that they are hearing and doing as a result of being a student in a standards-based system. When leading this change with parents, it is important to remember to apologize and accept responsibility for past and present failures. In the initial stages of implementation, there was a level of frustration from parents. As a school leader, there is power in being able to say, I'm sorry. Look, we're not doing a good enough job with that. Here's our plan for improving in that area. This prevents you from trying to defend your position, which may come off as argumentative. I can't overemphasize enough the importance of the role of the principal during parent meetings. I facilitated 6 evenings with parents where emotions were high and parents were very passionate about the education of their children. Trying to argue and persuade will not be effective in a parent setting. In fact, changes were made during the implementation phase as a result of parent concerns. Listening is the best thing for a school leader to do in this situation. This was a critical turning point for our district as we moved toward full implementation at grades 5th through 12th. Ultimately, parents wanted the assurance that this would be monitored and concerns would be addressed throughout the implementation process. Finally, you have to hold the system accountable through individual and group conversations. Provide parents with an avenue to contact you if they have concerns. Then be sure to follow up with those concerns. In doing so, you create a system where parents and students are part of the accountability process. Once you are at this point, be ready to answer questions from parents. While the questions will vary, some parents are concerned about the implications a standards-based grading system might have on the admissions process. Won't this lower my son or daughter's GPA and prevent them from getting into college? Our simple answer is no. A standards-based system will not affect the college admissions process. Our high school still gives letter grades and official transcripts once all courses are completed for our high school graduates. This link is a collective effort of several educators to provide you with answers to the most commonly asked questions by parents regarding standards-based grading. If you or your district leadership team would like more help in working with parents regarding standards-based grading, please contact Nathan Weir, Solon High School Principal,